excited to do it. Honestly, I've been kind of a little bit like dormant as far as like doing shows and stuff like that for like the last maybe a little over a year. I've done like 2 shows, but I mean, as far as like consistently like doing shows, because I took a step back, like just to take care of like publishing, like all the back end business stuff for the music. And so anyway, right about now, sometimes things just start happening, right? So like those just I'm feeling good. I'm feeling great. It's time to finish up some recordings this past winter. Actually feeling good and productive, and then out of nowhere, like producers that I've either like planned to work with or something, kind of started coming out of the woodworks. New people started coming out of the woodworks wanting to do stuff, and it was just crazy. And like it's just like this energy. That's my point. I think like whether it's negative or positive, it's like this energy just attracts. So the whole thing. I was scrolling online, I'm feeling good. I was like, you know what? Fuck, wrestling. That sounds fun. I don't know if I could do that though. Like, I'm a big wrestling fan, but I'm like the biggest of all wrestling fans. So I'm just like, man, that played a significant part of my life growing up. But fuck it, let me just try. And I just I did it.
You have any like favorite wrestlers off the top of your head?
Favorite wrestlers off the top of my head? Is that what you said?
Yeah.
Oh yeah, hands down, Mick Foley. Foley is God. I remember hearing that in high
Mankind.
school. All 3 personalities. Obviously, Mankind being my favorite, but yeah, Mick Foley hands down, dude.
Oh, okay. For sure. I was a Hardy Boys fan back in my day.
Hell yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Flying, bro, like that shit was tight off the turnbuckle. Yeah, they were sick. They were cool because they're part of that too. Like I was always a fan, obviously, of like more the hardcore stuff. So Mankind, Dudley Boys, the Hardys, like all the people that came through the Japanese circuits, like the 4 that came over together, like Eddie Guerrero and Dean Malenko and like RVD, like all those guys. Like those are my favorites. But Mick Foley hands down.
Yeah, for sure. You know, it's funny because my old roommate, I think, what was it, 2 or 3 months ago, maybe a little longer, he ended up showing me Edge's return, and I haven't heard of Edge since then. Cause I stopped watching it maybe when I got to middle school or maybe high school, one of those 2. And I remember like seeing Edge's return, and I don't know what's going on, but when I see him enter the stage, I actually got chills. And I'm not even a wrestling fan like that no more. But damn, it was good.
I think it's. I was just talking with my buddy that it's funny, this challenge, like. A bunch of buddies that I grew up with, like, have nothing to do with, like, the hip-hop scene or anything like that. They saw it online and they're like, dude, and we started, like, reminiscing. Because a lot of us, I definitely, like, I stopped watching maybe 15 years ago, like, 10 years ago, something like that. I used to be, like, really into it, though, like, in my early high school years. And then shit just changes, you know? Like, the life changes, and then you just kind of, not everybody, it's kind of went my way. So that's why for this challenge, I was like, damn, I'm not really like up to date with all the new people, but this is what I know. And so I did it. Super fun, super event. Like, shout out Big T Face and Noah James for doing that, and JMKM and DeFalco, like all the people that were a part of that whole thing, because that was some of the most fun that I've had creating music, like, in a while. Like, it was just so different and so fun.
Yeah. For sure, you know, shout out to all them dudes, man. Those dudes have been killing it for years. I never personally met Noah, never like talked to him, but I would love to interview him eventually. But you know, time will tell. We'll see how that goes. But
if you don't mind me asking, then, how do you know about Noah, or just online, or?
Yeah, just online, man. You know, it's a lot of just music stuff. I've been hearing about his music for a long time. I think he did because you know I interviewed Ends years ago, and I interviewed him again recently. But like a lot of people that I interacted with were always saying like, you know, positive things about Noah. And then I also remember seeing him on the 92.3 page. He also got an interview with Bootleg Kev. So I thought that was pretty dope.
Damn, I didn't even know about that.
Yeah.
Noah's active and he does so much stuff.
Yeah, man.
And himself, once you interview him, like that guy for so many years was just putting on for the community, like over anything. And then finally, like the whole comment, I think the whole venue shutting down business was kind of like what I think sparked him and Lisa to just kind of be like, yo, we need to attack Noah as an artist. And Brad, that guy's done so much stuff like already before that, but then since the whole switch of like, let's from Common Ground to like myself, man, shout out Noah and Lisa for freaking team effort. Like, it's inspiring to see that shit.
Yeah, you know, I totally forgot about Common Ground. Shit, I remember those days because they used to have like, you know, all these up and comers on the list. Like even who was on the list? I know MC Life was on there. But they had some like real underground like rappers up there too. Like I think like Brass Cats was even on one of them too. Not sure.
Yeah, no, they got a lot of good names. One of my favorite ones was the Pac Div show, Pacific Division. They were there. Like that shit was packed like a motherfucker. Like, I had always been there, and it was like it gets pretty like filled up. But man, everyone was like shoulder to shoulder.
Yeah.
And now teenage, who knows if that ever happens again? But yeah, man, it's crazy.
Jeez, honestly, it would be a good business move for anyone to do that after this whole thing, this whole quarantine gets lifted up. But you know, I did try to find some, you know, like I tried to do some research on you, you know, aside from your music and such. And I found like an interview that you did on your page. But like, you know, for those who don't know, we'll just start off with the basic questions, and then try to, you know, proceed into your music, because the music part is what I'm really eager to get into. Like, because honestly, I already threw like 2 songs at least into my playlists, you know, so.
Oh, I appreciate that.
Mm-hmm. For sure. So, you know, basic question number 1, man. We're gonna ask where you're from and how was your upbringing.
Okay, cool. So, I'm from La Puente, born and raised. My first formative year of life. Eventually moved to Baldwin Park for a few more years, and then Covina. So essentially, I've been all around like the San Gabriel Valley, now known as like the 626. Excuse me. Mm-hmm. So yeah, I've been here. Grew up around here. So you said where I've been, and I'm sorry. What else did you say?
Like, how was the whole upbringing from like your neighborhood and then up to your music?
Good, bro. I mean, I'm very blessed. I know not everyone's upbringing is as I consider myself very lucky to have 2 parents that raised me, and like fucking we're working all the time. But you know, now that I'm older, I look back at that shit. I'm like, that's impossible. Like, you know, so just to like work all day, come home tired, just eat, pretty much it, and then like the weekend that they would make time for me is just a miracle. So I think I'm blessed in that aspect. They are immigrants from, my dad's from Ecuador, from Guayaquil, Ecuador. I went to go visit the homeland there, like, when I was 12. All my really close friends are going to laugh if they watch this right now, because there's, like, this inside joke, because apparently I always talk about when I was 12 and I went to Ecuador. But, so my dad's from Guayaquil, Ecuador. He came here when he was, like, 18, and then my mom is Mexicali, right here from the border, Mexico. She came here when she was in her teens, too, so yeah, man, they struggled, and, like, it sounds probably, like, cliche just because I say it all the time, but, like, they struggled, and I always think about fucking how lucky I am that I didn't have to do that shit, because that's fucking crazy to come and, like, uproot your whole, like, life and go to another country. So, you know, it was cool around here in La Puente. It's a suburb, but, like, I don't know, are you familiar with La Puente?
Yeah, I never really got to Puente so much, but my uncle's girlfriend or wife or whatever the hell she is, yeah, she's always talking about Puente, and you know, but she grew up on the ghetto side of it, so that's the type of insight I have from it.
Yeah. So I mean, like throughout the years, because I've been here a few years on this earth, like, throughout the years it's changed. Like I think the '80s and early '90s were pretty active. It calmed down, and then, you know, it has a period of activity again, and then right now I'd say it's pretty mellow. But I'm in like the middle areas, like not the nicest and not the worst. But so yeah, but otherwise, man, I think I had went to school and shit, normal stuff. Went to high school, ended up going to college and dropping out. Went back to school a couple years back, finished up. Yeah, I think I'm already getting to the older part of my life, but yeah, that's like my personal side kind of stuff. Yeah,
No worries, man. And you know, that's like one thing I try to tell everybody, man. This is your interview. You go ahead and speak on whatever you want to speak on. You know, don't let me, you know, like hold you back. Oh shit, sorry about that. And then what's it called? But like, I do want to kind of get into like how long you've been making music and like what got you like pursuing this type of craft.
Yeah, music. I'd say it's been a good, like, since the first time I actually recorded with intent to distribute was probably like 2007, 8. So it's been a little while. I kind of, way I got into it, like as an artist, I guess, because there's different ways of music, right? So like,
Mm-hmm.
there's a time where I started like performing. There's a time where I like got into like just music overall. There's becoming like an artist. So to start it off, like, and I'll try to keep this as concise as possible. But like when I was like maybe 3, 4, you know, just a kid who just like everyone loved Jay and all that stuff, and that's your idol. You idol try to do the same moves. I used to put on little talent shows for my family in the living room. One of my favorite gifts were my inherited record player from my brother that I used to play like old 45s on, and a microphone stand that like I used to sing out of. It had like a built-in microphone, and I used to sing everything from like Feliz Navidad to like random oldies and stuff like that. So I always liked to perform, always did talent shows and stuff, but it was more like an outlet. Like, I think because I wasn't like trained, like there's kids and there's people like, for example, maybe unrealistic expectations to have for yourself as a kid or at any time, but I was just like, damn, if you're not MJ, like, why even try? Like, that's kind of in my head when I was little. It's like, so if you didn't like start when you were young and you didn't like get sent to like classes and learned and like did all that shit, like I felt like, especially after a certain age, and I'm talking about, I was already thinking just middle school or high school, I'm like, yeah, it's too late, bro. Like, if you didn't get groomed for this shit, like, you're never gonna be someone like MJ. Like, that's kind of how, I don't know, my mentality was. So I never really like took it seriously. I just loved to perform all the time. It wasn't until like end of high school, like, I would really start to sing more like in publicly, because I was just doing it as a classic clown, to be honest with you. I used to like imitate singers and actors. I used to just be that guy that just doing imitations and being a clown or whatever. And I guess I take pride in my imitations, like even if that involves singing. Like, so I try to sing like the person, or like I used to always imitate freaking Zapp and Roger like noises. You know, it's just weird. Like, it's so weird, but that stuff. Just doing it eventually, just the randomest people, whether they were friends, the family of the friends, or just a stranger, because I'm doing it in public, being a weirdo, like, people would be like, yo, you can sing, like, you should sing. So it just took like enough of that to finally be like, fuck, I guess I'm not too old, like, let's like try this out. So I was doing it, like I said, I'm trying to keep this short. In college, like, I kind of started doing the just focus on school, fraternity stuff. I had been kind of with like friends, kind of doing garage band stuff, but I wasn't taking it as seriously once again, and then they kind of just started taking off, doing their own thing. Eventually, I reconciled with one of my really good friends who was like super deep into it already. His name is Joel. Shout out Joel. He's part of the crew, the Antidotes crew, which is like my first original hip-hop crew. The first record, so like they kind of started, they were just putting stuff out on MySpace back then, in A&R from Japan at this label called Goon Tracks, which is under like this other bigger label, me. And A&R reached out, signed the group to distribution. I thought it was a distribution deal. In retrospect, it was actually just a licensing deal, which is crazy, if you want to get into the intricacies of that. But anyway, did like 2 albums through there. I kind of just got added up to the group like right before, or like right at the time of the signing, because I was really just kind of touring with them, doing everything, like being a roadie, like doing security. I was helping them like do casting for their music videos. Like there was a small part of me that was kind of like, I didn't get to be the artist, so let me just do like the business side of shit. And I felt really confident on the business side of shit. All my jobs had been like sales and just stuff like that, so I felt good about it. And it wasn't until like I was on like a little tour with them in Arizona, and they were like, dude, you should just be part of the group. So that's kind of what happened. They already knew that I sung. It just kind of, I didn't really pursue it on my own. So that was just kind of me doing hooks for them. Eventually it grew to something larger. Split off to another group called the Jalapeno Brothers. I had always been okay just kind of doing like the business, being like a featured voice on it, doing the songwriting, and then trying to take care of like the back end music stuff. I never really like pursued my own solo. Like, people had always said like, when are you gonna put out a record? And anyway, to wrap it all up, that kind of started over the last 3 years, is me finally, all right, let me put out my own music. let me pick my own beats, let me write the whole thing front to back, let me do the planning, the marketing, all that stuff. So that's new, even though I've been, I guess, technically in the game like for a couple years longer than that. As an artist, I feel it's kind of like rebirth, and got like 3 years going for that. So yeah, cool. Man. Hopefully that wasn't too long, man.
No, like I stated already, man. This is your interview, so you say as you feel. But so how did the name Cee Nario come up?
So with that group, the Antidotes, Mark Fader, shout out Mark Fader. He's the producer of the group, the sound engineer, kind of like the father who started it all. We were just we used to record everything at his house in like Chino Hills, all back, like in this room. And one night, just having drinks, recording, taking a break, taking a smoke break, whatever. And then I had always gone. I didn't really pick a name up to that point. But it was because my mom always called me Canario growing up, which in Spanish means canary. Because I would always be, like I said, growing up, I always was like singing, like whistling, even like whatever. And she used to call me Canario. So I was kind of like, how do I pick a name? I had this name from like football, which is like what I defaulted to at first. Like, but honestly, it's fucking. It could be totally taken as offensive. My last name is Zambrano in real life, right? So my coach, I had a football coach who was, like, I don't know, just lazy with it and just trying to give me a nickname. So he called me Zambo, which, like, if you look that up in like American history, is a pretty bad word. It's like tied to like fucking race shit. Like that's what they call the caricatures that they make of people. So it had nothing to do with that, but it was a shortening of my last name. But I was using that for a little bit, and then I was like, yeah, nah, people are gonna think that like I can't do that. So then that night when I'm kind of like discussing that with Mark Fader, he's like, well, what name do you put on my Canario? And he just spit out like, oh, maybe not that, but what about Cee Nario? And then that's it, bro. So it's a canary, and I guess Americanized it kind of and made it a name. Yeah. And then like a dual word, right? Like, what's the scenario? So what's good? Yeah.
Yeah. No, I feel that. I mean, I don't know why. It kind of reminds me of Richie Valens. You know, if you watch La Bamba, where they kind of renamed him. I mean, it kind of reminded me of that in a sense.
That's dope.
Yeah, man. Which La Bamba is definitely one of my all-time favorites.